I'm Jayne Everson. I'm your coach for Psychology's magazine for this month, and I'll be focusing on happiness and healing at home. We're on week 1, and I'm going to be focusing this week on actually you. To have successful relationships at home and in your friendships and your workplace, you have to be able to show kindness and love to yourself. And what is it that you are doing each day to show some kindness to yourself and some self-love? And quite often we don't even pay attention to that and what we're doing. We're quite often giving other people the support and love and advice that we so desperately need ourselves. And in fact, that's a really good reflection to have, is what is that advice that you're giving others and the support that you're giving others? Are you actually giving that support to you? So let's ask ourselves this question. What are you doing to be kind to you? Have a think about what was the last thing that you did that showed some self-love and kindness to yourself. And it could be something as simple as you ran yourself a bath with some candles and spent some time, or actually you sat and read a book for half an hour. But it goes deeper than that. It actually goes down to the core of what we believe about ourselves as well. What are those voices that we hear in our heads that we have as self-talk towards ourselves? How do we talk about ourselves to others? Are you negative about yourself to others? Or are you're quick to praise yourself when you do something good and acknowledge it? Quite often we find we're not. Some of that is our upbringing and the culture that we're in. That we don't often take time to be grateful and thankful to ourselves and things that we've achieved. So we're going to try a few little exercises this week to help us focus on appreciating who we are and showing ourselves some love. So one of the first exercises I want you to try is either take a book or a clean sheet of paper, or use a mirror. Now, it just depends on what you feel comfortable doing, but as women, we quite often look in the mirror and we focus on the things that we don't like about ourselves. My nose is too big or my stomach's too flabby. So let's just spend some time looking at those things that you appreciate and love about yourself. It might be your hair or your smile or your eyes or your arms, but just take 3 things that you feel positive, that you like about yourself, and focus on those. Every time a thought about something negative about yourself comes into your head, focus back onto that thing that you find that you love about yourself. Similarly, take your book or your piece of paper and write down 3 things that you like or love about yourself, and just focus on those and reflect on them. And if you find negative talk coming into your head about things that you don't like about yourself, push them out and just replace them back with the positive things that you've written down, and just keep reminding yourself through the day what those things are. Now, secondly, I want you to think about things that you say to yourself or you use to describe yourself to others, because this impacts not just you, but how others think of you, but also you could be teaching those around you that you love to have negative self-talk as well. Some of the classic things I hear my coaches saying is, I'm really rubbish at that, or I'm really bad at that. I'm not a people person, or I'm a really bad cook, or I'm someone who doesn't find it easy talking to other people, and I don't think other people will like me. It's like, where did that negativity come from? Some of it is that we keep reinforcing it, by reminding ourselves of that negativity in our minds, or in reinforcing it by telling other people. And sometimes we've just picked up that language from other members of our family, our parents or our siblings. It might have been things we were teased about when we were younger, but those labels don't apply anymore. They're not true, but we've been so used to wearing them and being that person that we've never thought to change the narrative. So have a think about some of the things that you might be saying to yourselves that are actually really negative. So I've actually picked up my children saying these things. I'm really rubbish at cooking. Who's told you that? I haven't told you that. So, you're 10, 11. How have you come to that conclusion? And I'm trying to get them to turn it round and say, actually, it's because you haven't had enough practice. You haven't learned all the skills yet. And actually, yes, you will make mistakes. You perhaps won't be as good as the professional chefs that you might see on the TV or you read about in cookbooks. But over time, the more you practice, the better you will become. And all of those people that you observe that you believe are really, really good cooks or chefs have all made mistakes and have all been in the same position that you were. So just remind yourself of that if you feel you are no good at something, how could you get better at it? What is it that you need to do? And actually, it is about practice, and it's about learning those skills and acquiring those skills. I heard someone recently saying they thought they were a really rubbish friend. So turn that round. What is it that you perceive to be a really good friend? And how can you make those changes yourself to become the friend that you want to be? So just be very mindful in this week ahead. What things are you saying to yourself that aren't a reflection of love towards yourself? And try and see if you can switch those round into something more positive, and give yourself some more positive labels that serve you better now. And once you start doing that, you'll find it becomes infectious, and you'll start finding your friends and family are saying lots of negative self-talk themselves, and you'll be picking up on that and just reminding them that it's not healthy and good for them to be talking like that. And this in itself is a powerful way to change those relationships that you have at home and to really bring some more happiness into your life. So I hope this has been useful. I look forward to meeting you again in week 2. Thank you.